May 1967, the White House. President Lyndon Johnson convened an emergency security briefing. Topic: Domestic threats to the Vietnam War effort. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover opened a thick file, 200 pages, surveillance photos, wiretap transcripts, speech analyses. The threat wasn't a foreign spy, it was a boxer, Muhammad Ali. He has more influence over young black men than any civil rights leader, Hoover stated flatly. More than Martin Luther King? More than Malcolm X, assassinated 2 years prior? Yes, because Ali possessed something they didn't: invincibility. Undefeated, 25 years old, charismatic beyond measure. When Muhammad Ali said no to the United States government, millions listened. This wasn't paranoia, it was strategic assessment. The Pentagon was hemorrhaging soldiers, draft resistance was spreading, anti-war protests paralyzed campuses, and at the center stood Ali, refusing induction, mocking authority, inspiring defiance. They'd faced revolutionaries before, armed militants, underground networks. Those could be arrested, eliminated, erased. But Ali operated in daylight, on television, in newspapers, at sold-out arenas, legal, visible, protected by fame. You couldn't shoot him without creating a martyr, couldn't arrest him without public trial, couldn't silence him without exposing censorship. So they chose total annihilation. Strip his title, destroy his income, prosecute him federally, make an example so brutal that no other athlete would dare follow. But they miscalculated one critical factor. Muhammad Ali was already free. He'd freed himself the day he rejected Cassius Clay. And free men don't submit, they only inspire. That's what terrified them most. J. Edgar Hoover's COINTELPRO counterintelligence program officially targeted foreign spies. Unofficially, it destroyed anyone threatening American values. Muhammad Ali's file opened in 1964 when he announced his Islam conversion. By 1967, 500 pages, wiretaps on every phone, surveillance teams tracking mosque visits, informants inside the Nation of Islam reporting conversations, agents photographing everyone entering his building, mail opened, read, resealed, bank accounts monitored. But COINTELPRO wasn't passive observation, it was active destruction. Anonymous letters sent to Ali's associates claiming he was an FBI informant. Goal: isolation through paranoia. Venue owners contacted before speaking engagements warning of security threats. Bookings canceled. Income severed. False information leaked to journalists about radical connections and communist ties. No evidence required. Newspapers printed rumors as facts. Why this intensity? Because Ali represented Hoover's nightmare. A black man refusing gratitude. King operated within respectability politics, suits, scripture, appeals to conscience. Ali mocked that approach, called white people devils, rejected integration, refused nonviolence. Internal memos labeled him key figure in black nationalist movement and potentially dangerous to national security. Not for crimes committed, for thoughts expressed. Hoover understood revolutions begin with words, not weapons. Malcolm X proved that. Speeches radicalized thousands before assassination. But Ali had wider reach. Primetime television, sold-out arenas, international fame. Fame is power, and that power required elimination. 24-hour surveillance commenced. Agents photographed grocery shopping, recorded calls to his mother, tracked every movement. To them, he was public enemy number one, because he was. The government's real weapon wasn't surveillance, it was media control. In the 1960s, 3 television networks controlled every image Americans consumed. The campaign to destroy Ali was surgical. Sports commentators who'd praised Cassius Clay turned hostile overnight. Howard Cosell, who helped create Ali's fame, faced pressure. Other broadcasters showed no hesitation. Cassius Clay, they insisted, never Muhammad Ali. The name refusal was psychological warfare, denying identity, religion, autonomy. Editorial cartoons depicted him as coward hiding behind faith. Racist caricatures ran daily in mainstream newspapers. Television news framed everything as betrayal. While American boys die in Vietnam, Cassius Clay refuses service. Footage of body bags, then Ali training. Implication: his freedom costs lives. Most public figures bent to media pressure. softened positions, apologized, compromised. Ali escalated. Reporter calls him draft dodger. He smiles. I'm not dodging nothing. Government knows exactly where I am, right here saying no. Questions his patriotism? My enemy isn't the Viet Cong. My enemy is here, people denying me housing, calling me nigger, bombing black churches. Television couldn't edit that clarity. Media tried creating a villain, but villains need charisma, and Ali had more than anyone alive. Young people, black and white, watched interviews seeing something revolutionary, refusal without apology. This terrified establishments. Civil rights operated on bargains, peaceful protest exchanged for gradual rights. Both sides maintained decorum. Ali destroyed decorum, didn't ask for rights, declared them, didn't seek approval, mocked it. Networks banned him from primetime, but banning amplified him. Underground newspapers covered him, campuses invited him, counterculture claimed him. Media created a martyr. Martyrs are far more dangerous than celebrities. Ali's deadliest weapon wasn't politics, it was his mouth. He destroyed opponents with words faster than punches. The verbal warfare started in boxing, psychological demolition before fights began. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see. Sonny Liston, who terrified every fighter, was unnerved by Ali's taunts. You're too ugly to be champion. You're a big, ugly bear, and I'm gonna whip you. Liston, a hardened criminal, looked uncomfortable. Ali found the ultimate weapon, humiliation. When he turned that weapon on America, fear intensified. His quotes were ideological missiles. No Viet Cong ever called me nigger. 7 words summarizing America's hypocrisy. Irrefutable, undismissible, undeniable truth. White journalists tried debating him, failed. Ali was sharper, faster, more charismatic. He turned questions into traps. Aren't you selfish refusing service? Selfish? White boys dodge service for years. College deferments, National Guard. Nobody calls them selfish. I refuse. Suddenly I'm the problem? Devastating logic. Perfect delivery. No response possible. This made him dangerous, articulating what people felt but couldn't express. Poor blacks understood fighting for freedom abroad while denied it home. They lacked platforms. Ali provided one. Young whites opposed war but lacked clarity. Ali supplied it. Why send poor people killing poor people while rich people profit? Class warfare mixed with racial justice. Cocktail terrifying both parties. His campus speeches weren't about boxing, about power structures, war profiteering, why working-class kids died while senators' sons got deferments. And he made revolution entertaining, mocked authorities with smiles. Crowds laughed at power instead of fearing it. Laughter strips mystique. That's dangerous. Government's real fear wasn't Ali. It was millions of young black men seeing themselves in him. Proof you could be black, proud, successful, and still say no. 1967, America was burning. Detroit riots, Newark, Watts, civil rights fractured. King's nonviolence lost traction. Stokely Carmichael introduced Black Power, terrifying white America. Into this powder keg walked Ali. You don't have to take it anymore. Impact was measurable. Draft resistance among blacks skyrocketed after his refusal. Military recruiters reported hostility in black neighborhoods. Young men quoted Ali at induction centers. Pentagon noticed. Internal memos expressed concern about morale problems and racial tensions. Black soldiers in Vietnam questioned their presence. Some refused orders. Others deserted. Ali hadn't organized this. He'd modeled it. Modeling is more powerful than organizing. You can't arrest ideas. College campuses exploded with his influence. Black student unions invited him. White anti-war students quoted him. Professors analyzed his rhetoric. Ali became curriculum. FBI tracked this obsessively, recorded speeches, monitored which groups invited him, pressured administrators to cancel. Some complied. Others cited First Amendment. But Ali's influence transcended politics. He'd changed what black athletes represented. Before Ali, grateful, humble, apolitical. Joe Louis, Jackie Robinson, barrier breakers who didn't challenge systems. Ali broke everything, questioned authority, refused gratitude. A generation followed. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar converted to Islam. Jim Brown became activist. Smith and Carlos raised fists at Olympics. Russell spoke on injustice. All cited Ali. Cultural revolution. Sports had been escape. Black excellence contained, politically neutered, commercially exploited. Ali politicized sports, made just play the game impossible. That's what governments fear. Not one revolutionary, but contagion. Ali was patient zero for consciousness pandemic. Ali threatened more than politics. He threatened economics. In America, threatening money is more dangerous than threatening government. Before Ali, boxing was controlled by white promoters, managers, organized crime. Fighters, predominantly black, were commodities earning fractions while promoters banked millions. Feudal system. Everyone accepted it. Ali didn't. He demanded majority purse shares, negotiated directly with networks, hired black accountants, lawyers, trainers, built economic ecosystem controlled by black professionals. Revolutionary. Black athletes weren't supposed to understand business. They signed unread contracts managed by white men who knew better. Ali read everything, challenged every clause, fired anyone cheating him. Promoters offered standard deals. Ali laughed. "I'm the attraction. I fill seats. 50% or I don't fight." They called him arrogant. He called it mathematics. Boxing establishment panicked. If Ali normalized fighter control, exploitation collapsed. Other fighters might demand fair shares, hire their own teams, recognize actual value. Why stripping his license wasn't just political, it was economic. Warning: this happens when you demand what you're worth. But Ali's economic threat extended beyond boxing. He proved black excellence didn't need white validation or management. Self-made, self-managed, self-determined. That model threatened every industry profiting from black talent while denying black ownership. Music executives saw danger. If black musicians demanded master ownership, formed labels, controlled careers, exploitation ended. Hollywood saw it. Black actors demanding leads, creative control, equitable pay. Economic threat was simple. Ali proved blacks didn't need white gatekeepers, could generate, control, and distribute wealth within their communities. Capitalism fears independent economic power among the oppressed. Ali rejected crumbs, showed others they could too. When banned, he didn't beg reinstatement, created alternative income, survived without boxing establishment. Ultimate threat: their control was illusion. America wasn't alone fearing Ali. His influence went global. That made him exponentially more dangerous. 1966, London. Thousands of British Muslims greeted him at airports, chanting, celebrating, royal treatment. British government panicked. Their Muslim population had never mobilized like this. One athlete created visible, proud, unapologetic Muslim identity. 1974, Zaire. Rumble in the jungle. Fight wasn't sport, it was politics. African nations saw Ali as black resistance symbol against white imperialism. When he knocked out Foreman, millions across Africa celebrated symbolic liberation. CIA monitored his international movements. Classified documents labeled him propaganda liability. Everywhere he went, he criticized American racism and imperialism. Muslim countries received him like heads of state. Africa like returning royalty. Asia as proof America's racial equality claims were lies. Cold War nightmare. Soviets used American racism as propaganda, broadcasting segregation footage and police brutality globally. Ali amplified that message as American testimony, not foreign propaganda. Foreign journalists loved him. Authentic American voice contradicting official narrative. State Department sent respectable black Americans abroad for counter-messaging. Didn't work. Ali had credibility they couldn't match. Newly independent African nations invited visits. He went, met leaders, spoke at universities. Crowds gathered everywhere, not seeing a boxer but resistance symbol. American government understood. Ali's global influence undermined soft power. Couldn't promote American freedom while world's most famous American called America racist and refused military service. Geopolitically dangerous. Not spy, not terrorist. Worse, effective critic with global platform. Stripping his title provoked international outcry. Foreign governments criticized. International sports organizations questioned American freedom commitment. Propaganda victory. America's enemies. Persecution proved his point. America punished dissent. Martyrdom amplified him globally. Martyrs have uncontrollable power. June 2016. Muhammad Ali died at 74. Parkinson's had stolen his voice years earlier, but his funeral proved government fears were justified. Ali's influence was permanent. Presidents attended, foreign dignitaries, religious leaders from every faith. Not a boxer's funeral, a revolutionary's. Real testament came from streets. Young black men, decades younger than his prime, wore Ali shirts, quoted speeches, cited examples. Artists sampled his words. Activists invoked his name. Dead for hours, ideas immortal. Government tried destroying him 50 years prior, failed. Tried erasing him, failed. Tried forcing apology, failed. Why? Because Ali understood. Fear is power only if you accept it. Stop being afraid. Become dangerous. Ali wasn't fearless. He feared prison, poverty, losing everything, but refused letting fear control him. That refusal made him unstoppable. FBI documented 500 pages of threats. Never understood what made him dangerous. Not Islam, not anti-war politics, not draft refusal. It was complete rejection of white supremacist logic. American systems operated on assumptions. White authority legitimate, black compliance necessary. Civil rights leaders worked within, appealing to conscience, asking justice, hoping mercy. Ali rejected frameworks entirely, didn't ask permission to be free, declared freedom and dared them to prove otherwise. Revolutionary consciousness, contagious. Every black athlete speaking out today, LeBron, Kaepernick, Serena, walks Ali's cleared path. Every person refusing military service, questioning authority, choosing principle over profit, echoing Ali. Government feared him correctly. They saw the future. Blacks stopped asking, started demanding. Athletes used platforms politically. Famous people risked fame for principle. They were right fearing that future. Muhammad Ali made it inevitable. Didn't just win fights, won history. History can't be beaten, banned, or buried. Most dangerous title, free man. Free men can't be controlled. Only inspire others to freedom.